Although it seems like we only have one brain that weighs 3 pounds, it can sense things and respond or experience things, is aware of itself, talk to itself, criticize itself, and it also able to express itself by sending electrical impulses to other parts to walk, speak, run, lift heavy objects, persuade, have sex, compete, and dominate. The brain is divided into two: the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The left hemisphere is completely different from the right hemisphere. They don't always agree with each other, but one always trying to dominate the other decisions. You're always going to have one that is more dominant than the other. Just like if you're right-handed, the right hand will be more dominant than the left. It's the same way the loudest voice in your head is more predominant. Look, guys, the reason we feel like we only have one brain, I'm going to show you just now, it's because we have one bundle of nerves called corpus callosum. Combine the brain together for them to communicate. It's the reason sometimes when you're making a decision, you hear one voice in your head telling you, yo, don't do it. And you hear the other voice telling you, do it. And the loudest one always end up making the decision. We all experience that. They are very different. So guys, I'm going to tell you the difference between the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. I'm going to use my past experiences as an example because my right hemisphere is way more dominant than the left. Way more. It's like the left doesn't exist. And I'm going to tell you guys all my experiences while I go on the board to show you guys how the brain communicate with each other and how we make decisions and our weakness, our strength, for you to have a better understanding of yourself, okay? So let's do it. All right, guys, as you can see, you have the, my drawing's pretty bad. You have the right hemisphere and you have the left hemisphere. And the bundle of nerves in between, corpus callosum, hold them together for them to communicate to make one decision, and whoever or whichever more dominant will end up making the decision, or whichever more louder will end up making the decision. Okay, so let's go on and talk about the right hemisphere. Okay, intuitive thought. The right brain allows you to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning or extensive analysis. Is what we call the gut feeling. We all know the gut feeling. We all experience the gut feeling or natural insight that arises from experience, pattern recognition, or subconscious processing of information. Man, growing up, I always had that gut feeling when something bad gonna happen. Something inside of my head would tell me, yo, don't do this or don't do that. It's gonna go wrong. Stay away. And of course, I always listen to my gut feeling. I believe in my gut feelings a lot. People sometimes trying to get me to do things that I don't feel comfortable doing, and I will tell them straight up no, because I depend on my gut feeling to make decision. If I don't feel right about something, no way I'm gonna do it. No way. It's the reason if I want to do something, I'm not gonna doubt myself because I know my gut feeling will work for me. That's how much I believe in it since I was a kid. But of course, some people, you know, they doubt themselves. They need proof. Like the left hemisphere, it's more analytic thought. Analytic thought, it's more like analytic thinking, which relies on data and step-by-step reasoning. They need a lot of details, a lot of crazy things. But for the right brain, it doesn't care about that. The gut feeling will give it the information. It's what intuitive thought is all about. It's the reason sometimes you also find people, like, let's say something about to go wrong. You're telling the person like, yo, I just don't feel right about this, man. It's not going to go right. And the person telling you, what are you talking about, man? You always tripping. You always overthinking things. It's not that serious. Let's go. And if you listen to that person and end up following their footstep, boom, something end up happening. And you're looking at each other like, damn. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, I was right. You know, okay, so guys, I tell you what, my sister, she's a left brainer. And me, I'm a right brainer, and we never used to get along. We loved each other. She's my sister, and she always used to look out for me, man. She had my back 100%. But when it comes to seeing eye to eye, never. We couldn't get along at all because she was so different from me. Sometimes I'll tell her like, yo, this going to happen, that going to happen. Let's make this decision. Let's make that decision. She'll be like, no, we're not going to do it. But my older sister, of course. So I would listen to her. And later on, she'll come back to me, man, David, man, you are right. Always. So it's what intuitive thought is all about, guys. And the right brain is more on holistic perception. The right hemisphere allows you to have a bird eye view to see the bigger picture on a situation, to connect dots together easily. It involves recognizing pattern, connecting dots together, and the overall context of a situation, objects, or ideas. I could walk in a room and I could just connect the dots. I can just see the pattern and just understand things right away without a problem. I'm going to give you a good example. So one time I bought 2 cell phones, right? Secondhand. And one for me and one for my girlfriend at that time. And I took the cell phone home and they weren't working properly. So I took them back to the shop. And I told the guy, like, look, they're not working properly. He said, oh, okay, don't worry. I'm going to fix them. And he started fixing one of them. I was observing him, watching the way he was moving his hand, and start connecting the dots on it. Then by the time you're going to open the second cell phone, I told him, don't do it. Give it back. He said, but it's not working. Let me fix it. I said, nah, don't worry about it. It's all right. You can give it back to me. It's fine. He gave it back to me. I took the cell phone home, and I bought the same tools that he had. And I learned to fix iPhones right away without a problem. Of course, at first I was making a little bit of mistakes here and there, but man, I ended up fixing the phone and started business right on the spot, man. It's the same way, guys. If you pay attention to things, man, you learn to observe. You'll learn things very fast. It's very important to learn to connect dots because everything connected, guys. Everything we do. Look at the video I made about plants. Everything connected. If you're able to pick up patterns and how things operate, trust me, you'll be able to put things together very, very fast. When I was a kid, my mom used to like buy radio and stuff. I used to be curious and open them up and see how it works and put them back together. I would open them up, see how they work, and put them back together. TV, I would open up the TV, see how the TV worked, and put it back together. Because we had a guy around my area who used to fix TV. Roy, his name. Then I used to go to Roy all the time to see how he fixing the freaking TV. He opened them up and TV all over the place, all over the ground. TV he couldn't fix. I would take parts home and put things together. Man, I had a surround sound at that time just by taking speakers out of the TVs and just place them around my room. Real talk. I always used to do that. And my mom, whenever something like, let's say, not working in the house or one of her friends has something not working in their house, my mom will be like, oh, okay, let me call David. David will fix it. And she'll call me, boom, and I'll go and fix it without a problem. I remember one time again, we had a hurricane. So the the telephone pole just ripped off and we didn't have no phone line. My mom said, man, I've been calling the telephone company for the longest time and they still not coming to fix the phone. I told my mom, don't worry about it. I climbed the damn pole and fixed the damn phone. She was shocked, man. I don't know. I just learned things very fast. As long as I'm interested in it, boom, that's it. I'll learn it extremely, extremely fast without a problem. It's what the right brain is all about. It's what it's capable of, you know? But the left hemisphere, however, is very, very different from the right. It's more analytic perception, which break things down into smaller pieces for detailed examination. People who think analytically, you have to over explain things to them before they pick it up. And they don't know how to get to the point because they over explain or over justify things, which could be sometimes super, super annoying. That's how it is. And that's the reason you'll find clashes between both hemispheres. You know, some people, it's good in a way because you will be able to understand different parts and stuff. But man, some people, they need a lot of details. They need this, they need that, and they end up not being confident. Messed up. My sister, she needed proof for every single thing before she even make a move. Every single thing, she gotta have that concrete proof. She gotta have that detail before she end up making a move, man. So let's move on to I don't want this to be a very long video. All right, so emotional thought. Oh man. The right brain allows thinking that is heavily influenced by emotion, feelings, and mood states. It's the baseline on how we make decisions, or interact with others. People always say to me, you are so emotional, you are so nice. Because, you know, the thing is, people always confuse calmness with niceness. They don't know the difference. So they always roll their sleeve ready to take advantage of my calmness. And I always stop them cold turkey and show them a different side. And they're usually shocked. Man, see, the thing is, I love to connect with people. I can feel people. And sometimes when people are like, let's say someone is under a lot of stress, the person stressed the hell out. Just being around that person, I can feel that stress. I can feel the pain. It's the reason I always keep my distance from certain people. I try not to talk to them, especially if the person is chronically stressed. You can see it. You can feel it. Sometimes the pain is so vivid, man. It's like my personal problem. So that's the reason I can't do crowds. I can't be around a lot of people because all the emotions, all the feelings, all the energy will just burn my energy to the max. It's a good feeling, but it definitely has its downside for sure. Sometimes I'll make other people's problem my problem. Let's say someone telling me about their situation or what they're going through. I'm going to make it my problem because I'm going to feel the pain. So that's the reason I don't like to hear other people's problem. I just prefer just stay away and not hear it at all, because the minute I hear it, then I'm gonna go in my mind and see how we can solve the problem. And it's a bad thing in a way. It's a good thing because you're able to connect with people, you're able to feel. Because if someone bringing a negative energy to you, let's say someone bringing some bad vibe, you're going to be able to feel it without a problem. But at the same time, people do know how to manipulate feelings. They know how to manipulate expressions. It could literally bypass. If someone betrayed me, game over. It's done. It's done. If I don't like someone, I'm not going to feel comfortable being around them, point blank, period. And for me, the way I operate, I always want to see good for people. I love to be around good people, you could say, because it's good energy, right? So with that, if someone betrayed me or put my life at risk, let's say, you know how they say, turn the other cheek, forgive and forget, this and that? It's done. No point of trying to come back, no trying to seek for forgiveness, no point, because it's done. My emotion won't connect with that person anymore. My gut feeling, my intuitive, my instinct, nothing will be able to connect with that person anymore. So therefore, there won't be any point. I don't make the rules. That's how I am. You know, I can force myself, but forcing myself would lead to mistake. Is the reason I trust myself, you know. So that's the way it works, man. It's the right hemisphere for you, man. I'm telling you guys, yo, it's insane. But the left hemisphere is more of rational thought. Rational thinking relies more on facts, evidence, systematic reasoning. It's too much, because for the right hemisphere, it relies on instinct. It relies on the gut feeling. So if the gut feeling saying that, yo, stay away from that person, it's not going to ask for no evidence, for no proof. It's just going to stay away from that person. That's it. It's just going to stay far away from that person, man. For real. Okay? So let's move on to the next one, guys. Non-verbal. The right hemisphere doesn't speak, only the left hemisphere for language, okay? So the right hemisphere good at expressing itself. You can see that I use my hands a lot. I use facial expressions a lot. And the right hemisphere is not afraid of eye contact. You see? So the left hemisphere, good for speaking. Okay, for the voice to come out. Like I'm speaking right now, realistically, I'm using the left hemisphere. But you see me moving my hands, I'm doing all kinds of expression, I'm expressing myself. It's the right hemisphere. Because you will see some people, they don't express themselves at all. They just speak. The words just come out of their mouth. That's it. But for people who are more right dominant, you will see that they throw themselves around, they're acting for you, they play. It's the reason people are able to feel whatever they're saying. Because of the expression, the gestures. The right hemisphere is super, super amazing. Extremely creative. Look at all the musicians. Man. They're completely different. They don't care about money. They don't care about numbers. They don't care about none of that. They rely on their creativity. Artists always being ripped off because they don't know numbers like that. Some executive always taking all their money because the executives usually are more left hemisphere dominant. It's the reason they're very good with numbers, and the right hemisphere, the creativity, the artists, they do not understand number the same way, or they don't pay attention to numbers like that because they focus more on their creativity, on their craft. For me, man, I do not like numbers at all. I can't deal with numbers. Real talk. In high school, man. In my math class, I used to go in the back of the class and just put my head on the desk to the point the teacher knew. The minute I walked in the class, he'll be like, oh, David, okay, so I'm guessing you're going to go in the back of the class and just put your head on the desk and just go in your world. I said, yeah. My math test, always zero. Always, man, listen, I'm bad when it comes to numbers. But my art class was my favorite. My teachers loved me off because, hands-on and creating things. I used to love that. I was pretty good. I was very good when it comes to art, to be honest. And even with woodwork, I was very good at woodwork, man. My teacher used to love me off because I used to pay attention. It's things that I used to like a lot. But when it comes to math, oh man, put me far away, for real. It's because my right hemisphere more dominant. You see, so if you see someone, they don't like numbers, they don't like certain things, believe me, it's the right hemisphere, okay? So let's move to adventurous. The thing about the right hemisphere, man, it loves adventure. I tell you what, me, I always love to go in the bushes and just walk by myself and just go walk all alone and just go camping by myself. Not camping like sleeping or something like that, like outside, no, but I would go out early in the morning and just go for a walk in the woods or go just sit and relax. And my mind will feel so fresh, so relaxed. Because I love to do adventurous stuff. Man, things I used to do, my friends used to think that I'm crazy because I used to do the craziest things and say the craziest things, man. Just know, I used to take some crazy, crazy risks to the point I used to question myself. I'm like, yo, damn, man, something bad gonna happen to me because why am I doing this? It's not even normal. No one's doing it but me. My friends always just say, yo, you're so different. You're so weird, man. Then, well, I accepted it because I realized I was doing things completely different. I love taking risks. I just love to take risks. I don't want to see, okay, what's going to happen or like whatever. No, I don't care about that. I feel like taking risks is a part of life. How you, man, come on, let's be real here. Taking risk is a huge part of life. Of course, it needs to be calculated. It's the reason a lot of people can't take risk. A lot of people are afraid to take risk because they're thinking about what's going to happen to them if they take that risk. They think about the possibility of like losing everything. But for me, I strongly believe losing everything is an opportunity to just boom, get back at it again. That's the way I look at it. Because I feel like that's the way I can learn. It's the reason I'm not afraid of making mistakes. I'm not afraid of saying the wrong thing because it's an opportunity for me to learn. Because if one side doesn't work, the other side will eventually work and I'm going to figure it out. But a lot of people cannot think like that. It's the reason people prefer to be on the comfortable zone, the safer side, and get it over with. Okay? That's more of the left brainer. Real talk, man. But the left hemisphere, more cautious, of course. Love to plan. It's a good thing, I guess. But in life, man, you have to be a little bit adventurous. Trust me, you have to. If you don't have that in you, man, start doing adventurous things. Go walk. It'll be boring. It won't be fun. Nothing excited about it. But it'll give you peace of mind. Guaranteed. Okay, more on the, I already cover creativity. I cover, my writing is pretty bad. My writing is terrible. My handwriting, very, very bad. But let's say when it comes to creative writing, man, I'm okay with that. I'm pretty good at it. I have to admit, when it comes to playing around with words, changing around words and stuff, I'm okay with that. I'm all right. I'm not gonna say I'm very, very good, but I'm all right. I'm all right. I have to admit. Okay, guys. So one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so the right hemisphere control the left vision. Okay, so basically the right side of the brain control the left side of the eye. Okay, let me say it like this. The right side of the brain control the left side of the body, and the left side of the brain control the right side of the body. All right. So basically, my left hand, the right hemisphere is controlling it. You see? So that's how it works. That's how our brain works. Your right brain going to control the left side of the body, and the left brain going to control the right side of the body. That's how we operate, guys. It's the reason you always hear voices inside of your head trying to make decisions, fighting each other. But as long as you understand yourself, you know what's going on. You can make them become allies. You guys can work together. You know your weakness. You know your strength. So you have to work on your weakness in order for them to work together. Because your strength will never go away. Your strength already there. Let's say for me, my right side of the brain is more dominant. Of course, the left side want to make some decision too. So I have to practice. I have to do certain things. Uncomfortable stuff, things that I don't usually do in order to meet it halfway. For example, I don't like numbers, which means I do not like money. Some people, they love money, man. They go crazy. They got to save whenever they have money. I can't do that. But money is very important. And the left side fighting for it. So I have to push myself to actually meet it halfway in order for it to be satisfied. That's how it works. So if you feel like you love money too much, you go crazy over money. And one side telling you like, money is not that serious, man. At least do something for yourself. Be creative. You don't always need money in order to be happy. Meet it on halfway. Meet it 50% because it's the right hemisphere talking to you. And the voice will be very low, but at least meet it halfway. Bring it up a little bit, and you will see that your brain, they will communicate together without a problem. You're not going to be criticizing yourself. You're not going to be beating yourself up. You're not going to be stressed out. You're just going to understand yourself. Because me saying all this, don't think, the left hemisphere is very bad or it always on the safe side. No, it's good. It has its benefits. Don't get it twisted. Because, like I said, my sister, her left hemisphere more dominant. She always rescue me. Because I will go and do something dumb, get in trouble, and she will be the one coming to rescue me. Many times. Because she was on the safer side. But it's the same way. When she's about to do something, I will always warn her, and she wouldn't understand. She would think that, I'm weird or something. But later on, she will see that, he was right. So do you see how it works, guys? You got to understand yourself. It's very, very important to understand yourself, man. I know what people go through on a daily basis. I know why people are stressed out because they're confused. They're confused for real. What I'm saying to you guys, if you didn't hear this from me, if you don't understand yourself, when you make a decision, you're going to end up criticizing yourself. And criticizing yourself as we all already know, guys, the limbic system cannot tell the difference between something real or something fake. You will experience chronic stress, anxiety, panic mode. You will be afraid to do a lot of things. But once you have that alignment, once they work together, man, you're going to enjoy life to the max. Life is good. Real talk. Life is not bad. We beat ourselves up every day because we don't understand, but life is not bad. Real talk. I'm not even tripping, man. Life is not that bad. Yes, we experience a lot of obstacles, but they're fun. You learn from them. Could you imagine you find something extremely difficult, super, super difficult, and you manage to overcome it? What do you think is going to happen to your system? A flood of dopamine. Boom. A flood of confidence. Man, you're going to feel good. It's the reason people always thought that, this guy is confident as hell. And I was really confident. I was extremely confident. And if I say something, I'm going to fight to go and do it. No matter how difficult it seems to other people, I don't fucking care. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to do it. But I got to love it. I got to feel it. I got to want it really bad. And boom. Aim for it. And I know it'll happen. The system is inside every single one of us. We just got to train it. We got to work with it. We got to understand it, and it will work for you. That's it. Most of the things that I do, it's like I don't have control over myself. Like right now I'm sitting down, I'm talking about this. If I'm in a situation, a whole different me, my brain literally just completely different. Like I'm a whole different human being. How do you explain that? Think about it for a second, guys. So what I'm saying, you must understand yourself. You have to understand yourself. It's very important to understand yourself because you do have a beast inside of you, ready to work for you. All you got to do, man, is understand it and get it under control, and boom, you will dominate. Sometimes, actually, I can give you guys a bunch of examples, crazy examples. If someone pissed me off, I don't know how my reaction going to be about it because I cannot predict it, to be quite honest with you. But I can tell you things that I experienced before. Most of the time, I'm calm, control over myself, full control, fully quiet. But inside of my head, something is saying that I'm going to fucking dominate that person. I'm going to freaking obliterate that person. But on the outside, you won't be able to see it because the beast is in control. And that's when you'll find me like fixing things, organizing things, and words will just flow in my head without a problem. Words I wouldn't just retrieve on a daily basis like that. And I would just know how to get away with things and how to just, man, I don't know. I'm telling you, it's something inside every one of us. We must understand, we must train it, we must believe in it. Because, sometimes my gut feeling will tell me something and I'll be like, nah, man, it can't be. Because, the way the world operates and everything, everyone's doing it. Like, you doubting yourself. You're like, man, nah, man. And you fighting your gut feeling to do the opposite. And later on to realize that, damn, I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to myself because something inside of me is telling me to do the right thing. But because of the world, the way what everyone's doing, you compel yourself, you force yourself to go and do what everyone's doing. You see, so, in life, we're going to make mistakes, guys. And like I said, that's how we learn. That's how we're going to operate. So get to know yourself. Trust me, get to know yourself. Man, you're going to see some things you're going to experience, especially when you feel like your life is in danger or something bad going to happen. You'll see a whole different you. Never doubt it. It's working for you. It's with you. It's a part of you. Okay? So it's the reason, guys, we learn, we push, and we grow to become the best version of ourselves. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button for more great content. If you have anything to say, let it out in the comment section. See you next time. Ciao.